Hi guys, Gary here. Hey, today what I want to talk to you about is a little bit of an equipment change. Now, if you've watched others of my YouTube videos, you'll know that quite often I do employ a drone for some stills and some aerial videography. Well, we just changed drones. We went with the DJI Spark. Now, this isn't particularly an unboxing. I did just receive this 2 days ago. I did today take it out of the box. I did spend about 45 minutes to an hour, which it took me to update the firmware, get everything connected, the controller to the phone or the smart device, and to my drone. It took about 45 minutes to an hour to get that all done, but it is all up and running. The reason why I changed, well, first of all, the two drones that I normally use, or I have used up to now, has been the Unique Breeze and the DJI Phantom 3 Standard. The Phantom 3 Standard was the first drone I purchased, which was about 3 years ago, and I still used it up to just a couple of days ago when I actually sold it to a gentleman. And apart from the normal traditional DJI kind of software issues that's out there, it's been a great drone and I've had no problems with it, and I've loved the video footage and I've loved the stills from that. The Unique Breeze was amazing in the fact that it never had any software issues. Minus 30 degrees, which is quite common in the winter here in Canada, I would take it out of the box, stick it on the ground, turn it on, and boom, off it would go. No problems. It would do exactly as I told it to do. It was much smaller, much lighter than the Phantom 3 Standard, and it was easier to put in a backpack and carry with me and take on an aeroplane and so on. Fine. Having said that though, the Unique Breeze did not have a gimbal. It was a digitally stabilized video and image, and the quality was just not there of the stabilization. The quality of the actual video, the quality of the still was excellent, but without a gimbal or sufficient stabilization, it was just too shaky, too wobbly, and I just really couldn't use it that much, as you may have noticed from some of the videos where I have used that particular drone. So having said that, I wanted to, in my mind, upgrade to something that I thought was a step up, and something that was portable, lightweight, easy to transport, easy to carry in a backpack up the side of some mountain or down some trail, and I came up with the DJI Spark. The reason why I picked the Spark was size, convenience, what it will do for me, and price point. I paid 600 Canadian dollars for the Fly More package. That's about 540 US, I believe. And that's brand new, in the box, sealed, never registered, brand new unit. Now, I thought that was a good price. The Mavic Air was the next competitor, and in the Fly More combo was double the price. So price was important. Secondly, I really do like the construction of the Spark. It's solid, it feels solid. It feels like it's a die-cast metal that's really quite substantial in its weight, and I like that. Right now I have the prop guards on, but it's much smaller, of course, when the prop guards are not on. The arms do not fold like they do on the Mavic, but that's okay. Without the prop guards on, it fits into this tiny little box, like so. Fits right in there, throw it in your backpack, not a problem. Your camera bag, it's great. So, it shoots 1080p at 30 frames. Is that good enough for me? Yes, it is. I would have liked 60 frames, but 30 frames is fine. It shoots 12 megapixel. It shoots 12 megapixel, or it writes in a JPEG format. It's not capable of writing a RAW file. That's okay too. I do sell a lot of landscape images in galleries and different venues, and I've sold many over the years, and I continue to do that. But I've never ever sold one that came from a drone. It's not why I use a drone. The reason I use a drone, there's two reasons. One is to add interest into my YouTube videos, and secondly, on the odd occasion, I will employ the drone in a real estate shoot if it's a property where I think a 30-second video or a overall aerial view of the location might be of benefit to the agent and the client. So I will employ a drone for that, and this drone will do just fine for that. And again, primarily it's for my YouTube channel. So for that, it's great at 1080p and 30 frames and 12 megapixels JPEG format, or JPEG files. So yes, for me, it will do just fine. Now, in the box, I got the Flymore package. So in the box, I got the drone. I got the props that came on the drone. I got a second set of props, which are in the box. I got a set of propeller guards. I got 2 batteries, one that's on the drone, the second battery here. I did get a 3-bay battery charger, so I can charge 3 batteries at one time. I got the controller, and I got a really nice little kind of carrying case that the drone fits in, the controller fits in, 2 extra batteries fit in, and of course the battery with the drone. So you can carry 3 batteries at any time in this little case. You can carry, I think it's 2 batteries extra in here also. So yeah, 1, 2, and then 1 in the drone. So in this little case too, I can carry 3 batteries at any time. Each battery, they say, is about 16 minutes. I don't know. Because I actually haven't flown this yet. We're going to do that in a few minutes. What we've done so far is simply take it out of the box, connect everything up, update the firmware, get the smart device connected to the controller and the controller to the drone, which, as I say, took about 45 minutes to an hour to do that. So battery life, the manual says 16 minutes. There's so many variables. I would say 12 to 13 minutes is probably about normal, maybe 11, I don't know, for this particular drone, and from what I understand, which is fine. If you've got 2 or 3 batteries, you're okay with that. So yeah, those are the primary reasons I purchased this particular drone. Price point, what it'll do for me, ease of use and ease of transportation. Again, it'll throw super easy into your backpack, into your camera bag, and off you go down the trail. Not a problem with the rest of your DSLR gear. So, having said all those things, we're going to blast off down to the beach. Local beach is about 10 minutes walk from where I live. Along the lake, there's some fresh snow out there here and there, so that might be kind of nice. But we're going to take off. Now, what I have done is, I am very, very, very cautious when it comes to drones. I want to tell you a real quick story. Really, really quick. 3 years ago, when I got my first drone, I was watching a YouTube video on this particular drone, which was a Phantom 3 Standard. And it was about a gentleman, his charming wife. The gentleman was flying the drone, and the wife, she was recording him on the cell phone. And the gentleman took off. They took off, and off he went with the drone flying. Psst, off he went, climb, 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 climb. Seemed to want to go as high as he could go first day out. I don't know. But what happened was this. After about 2 or 3 minutes of watching this, I heard, you could hear quite plainly on the video, the lady or the wife say to the gentleman, "Honey, I think you better bring the drone back. I can't see it now." And he said, "Well, I'm trying to, honey, but I don't know how." They called that a runaway drone. Okay, fine. They didn't get the drone back, apparently. But to me, that's just pilot error. And I think what's really, really important, whether you're an experienced drone flyer or if somebody's thinking of drones for the very first time, study the manual, study the YouTube channels, learn everything you can possibly learn about whatever drone it is you're using, and start off with beginner mode. This is set up right now with my smartphone on beginner mode. When we go down to the beach, assuming we've done all the firmware updates and so on correctly, we're going to take off for the very first time in a beginner mode. It'll go 30 meters away from me, and I think it's 20 meters or something in height. It's not going to go too far away from me. And we'll progress from there. Once I'm comfortable with the controls, I'll turn it off from beginner's mode and we'll go a little further afield. We'll take baby steps. And I do believe that that's so important. Even though this isn't a fortune, it's still 600 Canadian or around $540, which I just don't want to lose. It's a valuable tool to me and what I use it for. So hey, having said that, let's blast off down to the beach and let's give this a test flight and let's see what happens. Okay, so right now we're down at the beach. We're going to take off. We're hovering. We have connected. Everything's fine. To begin with, we're starting off in a beginner mode. I find it much better to take baby steps than it is to take giant steps. So hey, let's just check out the basic controls in a beginner mode. It won't go too far. It won't go too high. It'll stay relatively close to me. It's a cold, cold day today. and it's quite breezy at about 12 to 14 kilometers is the wind. Temperature's about -4, -5, so it's really quite chilly. But we're going to do a gentle flight, we're going to do a basic flight, we're going to come back and land, we're going to see how the controls feel. Let's see what happens. Okay, so far so good. The controls are pretty basic, pretty normal, pretty much what we'd expect to find or expect to experience with a DJI drone of any kind. Okay, so we're going to land the drone, and that's fine. Lands fine, great, not a problem. Everything there was pretty basic, pretty standard, so this is what we're going to do next. We're going to take it off beginner mode, and we're going to try now a little further afield and a little higher. See how the controls feel, see how the drone performs. Okay, so far everything's fine. The drone seems to function fine. Controls are fine. No problems whatsoever. So far, very happy. Okay, so the aircraft now has gone into its own landing mode simply because the battery was low. Now, one thing I noticed was it told me the battery was low, and about 2 seconds later it initiated its own landing mode. Something that we have to be really cautious with or really careful with. But we will confirm. It did ask me if I wanted to confirm landing just now, and I said yes. Let's go ahead and confirm that landing. So you know what? Let's change batteries. And let's do a third and final test flight. We'll also check out the return to home at that point, see how things go. Stand by. Okay, so we've changed battery, everything's connected up again as normal. We're pressing the go fly button. It's telling us we're at the latest firmware, everything's okay. So yeah, you know what? There should be no reason why we can't do a third and final flight today. Let's see. So yeah, take off again's fine, there's no problem. It does seem to be tilting slightly to the right. I don't know if it's combating the wind at that point because it is quite strong, or if I need to calibrate a little bit to make sure the horizon's level. Either way, today we're testing the flight characteristics and how the drone feels. And I highly recommend this. I really, really, really do. Because, you know, it's so easy to make a mistake. It really is so easy to make a mistake. Okay. This time, we're going to go further afield, and we're going to go higher. Let's see what happens. So right now, she's pretty well climbing straight up, going through 30 meters, 40 meters. So right there we're at 50 meters, and we just held it right there. I can still plainly see the drone. I do believe in keeping the drones, all my drones, whenever I'm flying, pretty much within visual contact. I never need to fly any further than that. Let's try a little bit of distance. Going through 30 meters. 40 meters, 50 meters, 75 meters, right there, a little over 100 meters. So it's 50 meters high and about 100 meters away from me. Pretty good, everything's fine. Battery level is showing right now 77%. So you know what, the drone is doing fine. So far so good. So now I want to initiate a return to home. Okay, so it's now acknowledged that. It's telling me the aircraft is now coming home. It's sending out the little beeping sound that tells me that this is happening. The drone is indeed coming back. It's directly above me. And let's just see how close it's going to be to where it took off from. You know what? The aircraft returned home and it landed within about 12 inches of where it started from. That's pretty good. I'm very happy with that. You know what? We're at 66% battery power left. So let's do another takeoff. This time let's engage the video camera. And let's just take a little bit of sample footage, see how that turns out.